All right, as far as Oksana goes, my ex-wife, and I always wondered how in the world could this Russian technology get here? And I figured it, sexually transmitted or it came over in her suitcase. But think about this now. Whenever I did her INS paperwork, so it was a K-1 fiance visa, and I didn't have much money. I called a lawyer. He wanted $5,000, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to resort to my trusty old buddy Google. Literally, he's helped me out my whole fucking life, just about. But so I Googled some shit, and I K-1 fiance visa, and I start doing it, and it was pretty straightforward because we had a year-long relationship in Korea, right? I met her in Korea, and I basically lived with her the whole time. We were there the whole time I was in Korea for a year. I was dating her, okay? So I come home and I missed her, right? So I started a K-1 fiance visa because I missed that good Russian pussy, Like, I kind of loved her. I think I really missed the pussy more than anything. Anyways, this is the gift that keeps on giving, by the way. And I'm going to get into that. So, one of the deals whenever you come over to America from a foreign country on a K-1 visa, on any visa, is you got to get a whole bunch of fucking shots, right? Well, now you got to remember, I was married. I mean, I wasn't married. I was in the military. In Korea, I wasn't married. We married here in America. But when I was in Korea, I was in the military. Now, I come home. You can pretty much guarantee that if somebody like Putin or KGB or somebody's watching, who's going over on a K-1 visa, stop and think for a second. If they knew that Oksana was coming over here to marry a soldier, right, that had a relationship, and they probably looked at the files, and, they can get into it. It's intel. They're just as good as the CIA at this shit, if not better. I don't know. Who knows? But let's say that they knew that Oksana was going to come over here and marry a young American soldier, just got out of the military, right? And so whenever they did the shots, they gave her vaccinations and all that stuff to come to America, maybe they, in Russia, this is, hey, doc, look, I got, 10,000 rubles for you, and I need you to put this in that shot. Oh, yeah. Hey, who knows? Maybe they fucking gave her a loaded shot, and she had the technology. And I'm not going to lie, when she came over here, she lost her fucking mind. She went nuts. And it was just because she couldn't be Americanized. I mean, Russia, there's too much law in America. I mean, we're not nearly as free as we think we are. I mean, and that was coming from my ex-wife. She's like, this country's fucking nuts. I gotta wear my seatbelt? What do they care if I'm wearing my fucking seatbelt or not? I mean, shit like that's just a small example, but I mean, literally, we're not that free compared to Russia, believe it or not. I mean, in certain aspects. Now, if you want to go out there and have a protest and not worry about getting fucked up and shit, well, if it's a peaceful protest, you can do that. Now, in Russia, if you have a political protest, you're on a hit list. In one form or fashion or another. But let's say that before she came over here, the doctor said okay, and they mailed him some shit and said put this, and they gave her a loaded fucking shot, and then she came over here and, maybe it is sexually transmitted, and that's how it got inside of me. I'm just thinking here how this could have happened. Maybe that's what President, hey, if he was in Russia and maybe they, had him set up with a girl that was kind of fucking had AIDS or something. I don't know. Obviously, I'm thinking outside the box here. If I knew, I wouldn't be getting all crazy on this shit like that.